Welcome to Ness Telly. Okay, so if this is your first time, I am Ness. Welcome. Sit down. Okay, if this is not your first time, welcome back. It's good to have you. Today we are focusing on the fashion designers. Fashion designers, come to the front. And today we're talking about becoming a fashion designer by Leslie. I have to get this name right. Leslie Peoples Wagner. Yes, Leslie Peoples Wagner. So this book is part of the series called Masters at Work. Now, it was when I was reading this book, I had to go to Amazon and I realized that there are about 30 books or so that are all Masters at Work. So like there's becoming an interior decorator, becoming a teacher, becoming a what are those things called, midwife, becoming anything, do you understand? Becoming a firefighter. So these are from professionals, people that are at the top of this particular profession, telling you how to get it done. So Leslie Peoples Wagner is the chief editor of Teen Vogue, and she was the youngest to ever do it, like which is amazing. Anyway, so she talks about this book, and when I tell you that as a designer, she really breaks down what it takes to become a designer. Like she, first of all, like she's holding your hand when she's talking, but she's not, because she's cutting through, like she's not trying to baby the issue. You know, the first issue with fashion design, now we're going to talk about the book. The first issue with fashion design is that we tend to have this lofty idea of what it is. We believe that it's glamorous, designers are making plenty of money. We don't know a lot of things go down when it comes to the money, it comes to the commitments, the importance of networking. Like if you want to be big in fashion, in the globals, this thing will scale, not non-global. If you want to be local and just be making clothes, that's different. But if you want to be a fashion designer, like you get to showcase and you get all the big retail houses buying your products, the work that it would take. And I just loved how she wrote it. It was so good. Like, let me see if I can read the table of contents for you. Give me a second. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Okay, yeah. So first of all, there's something she called the groundwork. Okay, so groundwork is just like, you know, the importance of going to fashion school. Do you need to go to fashion school? Don't you need to go to fashion school? So she gave examples. Some people did go to fashion school, some people went and dropped out, some didn't, and they are still popular. So it's like one doesn't actually take from the other. So there's a groundwork, then there's and in the groundwork she also talked about how, I think the first thing she actually was like, you have to have a story. You have to have a strong story. It's in your story that you find your people. It's in your story that you find the customers, the people that will believe in your work. So it's like, it's not just, your story should not be, I'm very creative, you told me I was creative. No, do you understand? If you think of people like Vivienne Westwood, I'm going to talk about Vivienne Westwood in another video very soon. If you think of someone like Vivienne Westwood had a very strong story. There's only why she's called the punk princess. Do you understand? She started a movement. They were trying to go against the existing constraints of the government and politics that existed at the time, and they wanted to be punk. That's what punk is. Enough about Vivienne Westwood. Like I said, I'll talk about that in another video. But you have to have a strong story. So she talked about 3 designers. I'll tell you their names because all of this I had to do research and I've forgotten most of their names. But talk about groundwork, how to emerge. In how to emerge, she talked about, again, I'm looking at names. She talked about Christopher John Rogers. Christopher John Rogers, I think right now is the Oga at Off-White. So if you know Off-White, then you know who this person is. Christopher John Rogers is a guy that was able to break through. He went to school, he was very good, but somehow his career seemed to stall despite what had happened. You know, despite being so good, before eventually he got his big break. And how to emerge, he broke down how he was able to do the work that was needed. He worked with DVF for a while, making sure that he paid attention to, you know, people that he met, learned how to do the business. You have to learn how to make the business. Oh my God. You have to. The importance of mentorship does not even begin to. It cannot be overstated. You need to get mentored. A successful house that, you know, just can't meet them there and say I want to learn. And you know, she talked about how the money is little and you're expected to be decked out in design, and so it's quite tricky. But you know, I love the way she explained that. So that's how to emerge. Next one is how to build, and that was the story of Becca McCantra. Oh gosh, I'm destroying the name. Becca, I'm sorry. Anyway, Becca was the first lady in, I think, 2014 or 2014, 2012, I think, to start making plus size swimwear. And she actually started putting plus size women on the runway. You know, so when I talk about how the way swimwear has really evolved, she actually gets a lot of credit because she's creating those that have more comfortable, things that are covered, that can cover, and women that are not size 0 and 00 and extra small don't feel a certain way when they need to wear swimwear. And she created that. So she talked about how to build. So it's like using her story, she explained the way she was able to build the business, and that's how we're able to land here. The next one is how to grow. How to grow is the story of Rosie Assolin. Rosie Assolin, who wanted to create a line of extremely, and I use extreme, conservative clothes. So it's like her clothes are more luxurious. They're very luxury designer. So it's like, how do you build a luxury design? It's how do you get people to pay those big bucks? And she was able to arrange that. I love the way this book was reading. So it's like lessons learned, and so it's like after lessons learned, they say reading requires then schools to also consider. This book is good. Lindsay, and they have butchered your name, but I'm so glad with this book. It's good. So if you're interested in this book, you can check it out on Amazon. I listened to it on Everand. If you have access to Everand, you can go there. It's available, both the audio and the ebook is available. You can just read it, and it is beautiful. And if you want to buy it, get it from Amazon. So yeah, that's it about this book. Before I say my goodbye, I'd like to tell you, Nesteli is going to start its book club for 2025. Registration has started now. So if you're interested, I will leave an email account in the description box, and you can tell me, and I will tell you what it takes for you to join the book club. So until next time.